Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Woof! There it is. Episode 366 of the aforementioned, throw your shovel on the ground or bust. Whoop. Here we go. Careful now. We're in a very woodsy area. We know who likes to hang out here. Oh, there's one over there. All right, quickly now. Oop, I got the dirt out. Let's protect the last episode's hidey hole, find our bearings, dispose of some miscellany, and continue west in the far lands, like I said in episode 366. A leap day's worth of episodes. Well, a leap year's worth of episodes. I'm not sure. Do they still have that statistic on the playlist on YouTube that tells you the cumulative, there's one, I see you, the cumulative amounts of hours for footage. I'm not sure if they have that anymore, but I guess we could look up how many hours we've been walking to the Farlands. Obviously, some of that does not include walking, because there have been some diversions and distractions along the way. Also, that may not include all of the flobathons and things like that. You'll have to take that into account. But yeah, I suppose that's a number that Wolfie, there he is, that we haven't really been concerning ourselves too much with, is the amount of time specifically we have been walking. But I'm sure it's got to be more than 24 hours. Easily, very, very much easily, especially the last few hundred episodes have pretty much been about 35 minutes each. Keeping about the same schedule, but regardless, we're still walking, and it's Monday, June 16th, 2014, and we're also, a number that's far more important than any of that business, is we're raising money for Child's Play charity, and we are at $5,511.55. Somebody's having fun. Somebody's having fun with the numbers there. Raised for Child's Play charity this season. Since March of this year, that's how much money we've raised. Very awesome indeed. And of course, overall, since the beginning of time, since the beginning of Farlands or Bust, we have raised over 260 now, I suppose, adding in this season's. 260... that's another number I got to update. It might be 275. A lot of thousands of dollars for Child's Play charity, helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. Great cause, great stuff, and I do appreciate your great generosity over at farlandsbus.com, where you can donate. And speaking of donations, I did indeed, as promised, although slightly behind schedule, held a live stream on Saturday. Whoa, watch your step. A live stream on Saturday. I said I was going to start earlier, and I was about 2 hours late, but we went online, and we played 2 hours of Minecraft Bingo with some friends. We, of course, had Brian, Lorgon111, who is simultaneously live streaming, and we also got Fedrin, who you may be familiar with from Pause and Co and Avidia. We're playing speedrunners before I took over. Sorry, Fedrin. She has her own channel and live streaming and stuff like that. We met first at PAX last year in Seattle. Very cool. And also LD Shadow Lady, who you're also familiar with, had a brief time playing that Tiny Brains game with LD Shadow Lady, but that game really didn't work out, I don't think, for the most part. I mean, I suppose we could have kept playing it, but schedules didn't work out. But yeah, LD Shadow Lady joined us, so we had a nice 4-person live stream going on there, and played a bunch of rounds of bingo. And yeah, those will, I was able to tear down this wall. No, take down the archive of that from Twitch, so I will be uploading that to YouTube for those of you who may have missed it, or just to have kind of an archive on the channel. That'll be going up soon. I also believe LD Shadow Lady was recording, as well as Fedrin. I think Brian said he isn't going to be putting that up on YouTube, but he will be updating. There's been updates to the Minecraft bingo map. Ow, I just like hit my head and my headphones at the same time. Poor hand-eye coordination. He has an update of Minecraft bingo, which is what we were playing, and it includes a really cool new game mode called Blockout, or Lockout bingo, where, normally if you're playing on teams or versus, then you're all fighting for the same squares, and, say you have a middle square and you can both get the same item. It's just fighting for who gets bingo first. Lockout is you can it's almost like Connect 4 meets bingo, where you can block somebody from getting bingo by getting an item in their lane, and also they can block you. So it's a lot more of a strategic gameplay going on there. Very awesome. So yeah, there'll be links obviously to that if you want to play bingo yourself. Very, very cool stuff. I'm very, I don't want to say jealous, but very envious of Brian's abilities to be a mini game. That's kind of I wouldn't even call that a mini game. That's a game, Minecraft game that he constructed with his knowledge of programming and command blocks and craziness and his vast experience in bingo and totally taking down old ladies at the YMCA with the bingo. But anyway, yeah, we're continuing on here, walking to the far lands. If you've been anywhere on the internet, everybody seems to have this World Cup fever, and it's the one time every 4 years that everybody in Europe and all around the world gets to throw their heads back and laugh and point at us Americans for not giving a damn about groups of men kicking around a tiny ball on a large field. Soccer or football, I'm sorry, is not a very big sport here, except for your elementary school kids. That's where you get the term soccer mom for, because all the kids are always in soccer camp or club or whatever, and they're driving around in their minivans. But yeah, I could care less about most sports in general. And I did, however, wonder, I suppose, now that the teams are down there and they are kicking around the ball with their feet, have we all just decided to forget about all those the outcry and the protests and the riots and the the overuse of force by the police in Brazil, who are protesting against having the World Cup there because they're using a lot of public funds that could be better used to sort of support the vast divide between the rich and the impoverished people in the cities of Brazil? Is that just something we're doing now? Okay, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure what the protocol is once the disputed sporting event begins and the poor people have been displaced to make room for the brand new stadiums. We're all right just paying attention to the sport. That's fine. Sarcasm dripping. We are flooded. We are actually drowning in sarcasm here. Just oh, but anyway, I do have still a ton of questions here left over from that push of getting us to $5,000, thanks to the Mindcrack Reddit, for giving me that push to get to 5,000. That's why we did the live stream. So I do feel like I have a duty. A call of duty, if you will, to start answering these questions a bit more frequently to get down the list here. So I will do just that. Pretty interesting. Kind of a different question here from Grumpy Old Man with his donation. Asks, I'll be visiting Chicago soon and was wondering... Yeah, I was wondering if I could blow my nose for a second. Excuse me. Woo! I was wondering if you could recommend any hiking trails around the area. We don't mind driving a couple hours to get there if it's a good hike. If there's one thing you shouldn't come to Illinois for, it's outdoors and hiking. Well, maybe outdoors, but hiking. That sort of thing is not what we're known for. It is the Prairie State. Well, not the Prairie State, but the land of Lincoln, or whatever we're called. But yes, just many fields of corn and wheat and soybeans, and we have a city. Chicago is pretty much our only claim to fame. But I do have some suggestions. Well, a suggestion, because it's a singular suggestion is the best I've come up with for living here for the past 30 plus years. And I will make that suggestion in the morning. Beep, bop, and a boop. Whoop, no, that's wrong. There we go. Now the reason, I'm not sure exactly if it's truth or not, but the reason I put the torch on the side is... it's a bed dog, is because if I put the torch up here, I'm afraid that then the torch will say, I am taking up this block of space, and it will not act... Careful! Act as a spawn point for me if I were to die. But it's what I've been doing, and I'm keeping with the theme here. So let's go to sleep. And disappearing sheepness. you have vanished from existence, my friend. You no longer you have ceased to be. Let's make a boat, but yeah, hiking in Chicagoland area. I said he could drive a couple hours, so you're getting pretty far outside of the official Chicagoland area. But you may have heard of Starved Rock State Park. It is indeed a state park, and there is indeed a rock. That is about like an hour and a half, I think, depending on how fast you drive. If you drive like a Chicagoan, 20 miles over the limit, then maybe it'll just take you about an hour to get there. But yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. It's outside of a little town called Utica. It's like southwest, I think, kind of Chicago. A town called Utica. Starved Rock State Park is along a river. Is it the Illinois River? Major river. And there's some history there with Native Americans and whatnot, and there's kind of, it's all the sandstone is worn away by the river, I guess, and there's a bunch of trails and hiking and camping, and it is a pretty popular vacation destination in the, for the outdoorsy type stuff. However, I'm not going to recommend Starved Rock. Starved Rock is, like I said, a lot of tourists, pretty popular. The hiking, there might be some kind of backwoods kind of trails and hiking, but the majority of it seems to be paved and handrails, for the tourists. It's aimed at more of the family weekend tourist type of thing. I would recommend a little bit south of that, actually. A little bit south of Starved Rock, there's a smaller and lesser known, a hidden gem, if you will, state park called Matheson. Matthissen, Matheson State Park. Similar geology, but less, it's less popular. There's less crowds, and it is far more what I would consider, the more hiking, you're going to be getting muddy, and if you go down, it's actually, it's kind of cool. It's kind of strange, actually, for Illinois. It's like a canyon. Not Grand Canyon scale, but it's, there's an upper and lower canyon. There's a river running through it. There's waterfalls at each end. Very scenic. You can hike around the top, or you can climb down into the canyon, and that's where it gets really interesting, because, there really aren't any, at least the last time I was there was no, do not hike here. You can pretty much, if you're wearing shoes, you don't mind getting wet, you can pretty much wade through the little stream there and just follow that through the canyon. And it's really cool, and yeah, it's about as similar to, say, the Southwest or the West as far as the hiking topography goes that you're going to get here, as far as I'm aware. There might be other hidden gems and stuff that I simply don't know about, but Matheson State Park is what I would definitely recommend. It's not that much further south from Starved Rock. It's, drivable, 15, 20 minutes even, but it is the lesser known and the less crowded state park. So those are my suggestions. Very cool stuff. Yeah, like I said, there's like a waterfall and a lake on one end, and you can kind of walk around the kind of the edge of the canyon and get underneath the waterfall, which is kind of cool, and it's just a neat place indeed. And I've been there a couple times. I don't get out as much as I should, I suppose, but yeah, I'll have to do that before I bid Illinois adieu. Adieu, Illinois. But yeah, hope that helps, and hope you enjoy your stay here. Speaking of enjoying things, Ian, with his donation, asks, why do you say enjoy? It is an Anders-ism. You know Anders L, who is on the Mindcrack server. He's from... Oh god, where's Anders from? He's from Sweden, right? Football! Let's totally forget about the fact that the stupid American has forgot where Anders is from, but he has a very thick accent, and it's well beyond me to criticize anybody who can speak 2 languages fluently to have an accent, but he's aware that we make some good fun, and it actually started. BOO is kind of the one who's really picked up on the enjoy, and that's how he says it, because he gets that from Anders. You know, Anders also, when we had the Minecraft, the Mindcrack PvP death games, he was calling us all sheeters. No sheeting. So I think Generic B picked up on that, and so yeah, it's just a funny thing. You know, we pick up on all of each other's isms, you know, mannerisms and enjoyisms, and you know, indeed, and stuff like that, and you know, BOO saying Hell's Blazes, I picked up on that, and all that fun stuff. We all kind of just amalgamate amongst each others, I suppose, and that's where that comes from. It's just a funny little thing. Do I have... Oh gosh, I've got so much food. So we will not venture towards those cacti, and we'll continue westish here. I'm trying to go right still. I'm not sure if I've overshot or not. I'm not sure when I should... hold on, I should preface this. When we last pressed F3 at the beginning of March, at the end of the Flobathon, we were at 1479940, 1,400,000 blocks from spawn in the westward direction, but we also found that we were like 64,000 blocks to the south, which means I was listing left. A lot of people have theories that it's because in my right hand is an item, is a sword, and subconsciously my mind wants to veer to the open part of the screen to the left, which is why I've often veered so far south whilst walking. And since then, I've called it upon myself to resolve to try to zero out that number, to not be at negative 64,000 blocks off the center line, and try to get back north here to kind of zero out that number. But I'm not sure how to estimate what 64,000 blocks is going to be. It's a bit of a difficult thing, and I feel as though the next time we press F3, I'm going to find I'm in the opposite direction, 64,000 blocks or whatever. So that's the story behind that, for those of you just joining us here on the journey to the far lands. A question from Ethnicolor. Have you any interest in the up-and-coming Elite game, Elite Dangerous? Kurt, how about doing a vintage Let's Play series? I know nothing. Hi. I know nothing. I know nothing of the Elite games. I don't even know what they're about. Are they... I see the word and I kind of see the logo. Are they like World War II style shooter-ish games? That's just, unless I'm thinking of Sniper Elite. Maybe I'm thinking of Sniper Elite. Maybe that's the problem. But no, never heard of them. And based on that, I probably have no interest in them and will probably never be playing them. And then he asks, retro game series? I have thought of that. I mean, I am kind of, if I want to age myself, the Call of Duty series is from a game that was released in 2003. You can almost call that a retro game series. Oh god, oh hi, oh, no! Oh, you noodle. Yeah, you can almost call that a retro game series. So, I do like playing the old games. I would like to play the first Tomb Raider, but I have problems getting it to work on my computer here, so I have thought of, maybe I should get some sort of capture card and plug in my old PS2 and play some of my old favorite PlayStation games, because the PS2 you could play games from the PS1 and the PS2. Remember when backwards compatibility was a thing that they cared about giving to their customers? I could do that. Play like the old Destruction Derby 2 game. What else do I got on PlayStation? Those are really the big ones. I got the Simpsons Hit and Run, or the Taxi Driver one, whatever one that is. I'm looking down at my shelf. The Ace Combat. Ace Combat games were good. Ace Combat 7 was the really good one, or was it 5 or something? Woof, yeah. I mean, I've always considered that sort of thing, but it's... or I could just go the emulator route, which I played around with before on my own before I started doing YouTube, and it's not exactly... as somebody like myself who doesn't like dealing with mods or configuration files and customization and stuff like that, it is a little bit beyond my scope of reasoning, and sometimes they don't work as originally they would on the actual PlayStation or other game consoles. So who knows? I've thought of that. Perhaps there are so many games that I would like to play. I still have that list. I started to knock it down a little bit of indie games that I want to play. Like Orbitalis was on that list. Lifeless Planet was on that list. I'm getting back into Lifeless Planet. I had a little bit of I was unable to record, so we're a day late. We skipped a day there, an episode, but yeah. So many other priorities that we got going on. Perhaps eventually we can start doing some sort of retro games with Kurt, as in the games Kurt grew up with on the channel. But we're gonna go to sleep right now. And retro gamesness. Indeed, Wolfie. How are you? You did take a little bit of... Don't put your face in the dirt. Boop. You're alright. He's alright. He's alright. Sorry. It was kind of weird. I suppose, hey, along those lines about mods and add-ons and emulators and things, Idle Ken has asked, have you ever considered Terraformacraft? He kind of mentions that Etho is doing a series in Terraformacraft, a Minecraft mod, and he says it's far more about adventuring and survival and whatnot. And he asked if I would ever try that. I'm not like, I suppose I should make something clear. I'm not like against mods. I'm not like mods for Minecraft shouldn't exist or anything like that. I think they're pretty awesome. Like I said, I was really interested in, that's where else you probably know Fedrin from. She came up with the Life in the Woods mod pack that a lot of people are playing. It's looked very cool, and something I would be interested in, but I certainly think they were interesting. I just don't personally have the patience for installing them, making sure they work, and when problems arise, dealing with that. And I know people try to explain it to me over and over again, and I even have offers, I'll manage your mods for you, I'll blah, 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 blah. And even with like Kerbal Space Program, or people say I should install mods to play NASCAR 2003 that brings it up to date and more fanciful graphics and better physics and things like that. And I'm just like, it's just a hassle. I am a lazy, whiny bum when it comes to video games. Even when I'm playing Call of Duty, the fact that I had to go into the config files and manually set, because originally, in 2003, it came out when everybody's computer monitors were 4x3, the square computer monitors, so it doesn't have widescreen support, so you have to go in and make sure you don't mess up the configs, but make sure you can get the widescreen 1080p and stuff like that. That, to me, is even a little bit of a hassle. So yeah, it's just the way I am, and I apologize. I do tend to like to appreciate or judge a game based on how it was intended from the developers of the game before I go out and start, modifying that beyond that. And, that's kind of what that was something they cut out a lot of our conversation in that BBC radio interview, as we were talking about, the deal of that episode was people who hack their technology or open up their phones or they even talk to a guy who customizes motorcycles or something like that. And, it's kind of a way to own software or the hardware or the technology that you're dealt with, as opposed to being just at the whim of the creator. And you know, I definitely appreciate, and I talked about even, you know, sure, I'm trying to break, quote unquote, the game, but from within its default construct here in Minecraft Beta 173. There are people who want to break and twist the game by looking at the code, opening it up, and writing their own versions of the game, or modifications to the game, add-ons to the game, and any game, really. You know, that's certainly along the same even heartbeat of the same kind of thought process goes into that. But I just don't get into that. I will say this, it's not that I've never tried. There was I saw on all the blogs and the rock, paper, shotgun and stuff, somebody built a Minecraft map that was like super realistic. There was like a huge mountain up to height limit with snow on the top, and there was a very cool like southwestish looking Badlands type of area, and it was this huge area, and I just wanted to like load it up and just kind of as almost like a mod review, like a map review. Look at this map that somebody made in Minecraft, or even like the map of what was it, Norway or something, made like a map of their entire country in Minecraft. You know, just to show that. And you know, they say, oh, it looks best with the shaders mod and this shader pack thingamabob, and I lost like an entire day trying to install all these things. And the thing that ticked me off most about it, honestly, was the fact that all these shader mods, and I was using the popular one, the Sonic whatever or other, all these custom maps, all these, you know, okay, you get the shader mod. Well, you don't have any shaders installed. You have to go get some shader packs, and you get those. They all go through these very annoying and shady click, you know, that you click to download, and then it takes you to AdFly, and then there's on AdFly there's like 37 advertisements, each of them having artwork of a download button that try to fool you into clicking them. You know what I'm talking about. The same thing happens on download.com or CNET, you know, whatever. You go to the download page, and then there's all these banner ads that have a very similar looking download now button, and you think that's the one you want, but it's not. You have to wait for the one you want to generate after you've viewed all the ads. And I don't know, I don't at all. I definitely support them, you know, okay, they want to get some, they'd like to have some income to recoup the time and cost it took them to make these widely used add-ons, but I don't think that is the way at all to do it. And certainly since Minecraft is more popular and most popular with all the young kids, I wonder about how many parents' computers have been corrupted by spyware and adware and viruses because, you know, the kid wanted to download the tornado mod or something like that for Minecraft, and they went to downloaded it because they saw it in a you know, Sky Plays Minecraft video, and then they end up clicking on the ad instead of the download thing, and then it totally all hell breaks loose. I do not. That is indeed, to me, shifty, and not at all something I personally, you know. Obviously, I'm very careful, perhaps to the extent of being a little bit paranoid with my internet browsing, specifically even more so now that my livelihood depends on this computer being up and running and not compromised with viruses or anything, but just in general. So I find it more of an annoyance than actually falling victim to that sort of thing, but I can only just imagine, and I don't want to like start a mod pack. And I know, like, the mod packs, like the crack pack and stuff, is a way to circumvent that, because, oh, here's an official pre-tested and pre-collected version, collection of mods like crack pack, like Life in the Woods, that does all this for you, so you hopefully don't have to deal with the trials and tribulations of installing all these mods separately on your own. But it's just grumpy old man Kurt cannot deal with video game mods. That's basically the the synopsis of this long chat. Ooh, spoilers. But yeah, thank you for that question. But I don't I mean, even like I said about starting a series of retro games, there's a lot of other stuff I want to do before I could start thinking of adding. And, honestly, if you notice recently, I have been trying to add as much as I can. It's a volume business we're in here with Let's Plays and gaming. It's the more series you can have running at a time and the more videos going up, whether or not everybody watches them or you attract different audiences for each different series. You'll notice last couple weeks I've been trying to, 2 videos a day. Maybe we can start to get 3 if we add the, Spin Tire series here and Lifeless Planet and Call of Duty. And now we got some bingo footage to go up. And, of course, Fireland's a bust. And I got to try to, but, of course, you're also seeing how series like Kerbal Space Program and Mindcrack, which I was on a roll with, have now kind of unfortunately taken the back seat because I'm trying to keep up with all these other things going on. So I don't know why I personally have such an issue, as opposed to some other channels. Beef, B-double-O, Good, and all these other people have all these videos going up, and they don't seem to have that much of an issue keeping track of all their series. But my brain, it cannot deal with it. I feel as though this last day, after answering the question about installing mods, I've been rambling. I'm a rambling rambler. That's unfortunate. I'll follow up with a very simple question that I have no need to ramble on about from. Oh wait. Oh no, I'm sorry. Idle Ken did not ask the question about Terra Firmacraft. That was actually an anonymous donor. Idle Ken actually asked this question: do you prefer chunky or smooth peanut butter? I go back and forth, honestly. Sometimes I'll get the chunky, sometimes I like the smooth. Right now I have a bottle of smooth. I don't use it very often. Only if I'm like out of lunch meat, ham or turkey, will I then make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But otherwise, I would go right now. I have the smooth in my possession, so that would be my answer. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Alright, Wolfie. Come on up here. Yep, you. Get up and get dry. There we go. Yep, have a seat. Good job. Alright, let's build the final hidey hole of this episode right now. And once again, remind you can keep going to farlandsorbust.com and donate to Child's Play charity. Even though we reached that $5,000 goal, does not mean that's the end of it. We are still raising money for the charity. And as we continue to do so and more milestones pass, perhaps we will do more live streams, more special events, figure out more things to do. And we will continue helping out kids in hospitals around the world, as is the goal from the get-go. Let's make our beds. Where are we at? We got the workbench. I should also make a pickaxe and an axe, maybe. So, bop bop bop, bing, beep beep beep, bong. Very nice, very nice. All this iron that we gather from all the what are they called? Dungeons that we come across. We're very environmentally friendly. We're not mining. We're not smelting, burning fossil fuels. We're just taking what the land gives us, much like golden apples and netherrack that we have left over from when we went to the nether that one time, episode 200. All right, we got a full inventory here. Let's, I don't need you, gravel. Speaking of being environmentally friendly, I'm just throwing junk on the ground. Please hit that like button, that always helps. Leave a comment, leave a donation, and with that, leave a question in the comments part of the donation box. I do appreciate it. My name is Kurt. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Football!